नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nityanandam. Welcome you all to this video. My name is Sannyasini Manitya Atma Priyananda Swami, an initiated disciple of His Holiness Incarnation Avatar Paramahamsa Nityananda Swamiji. In this video, let me tell you some insights about unclutching. So, in my previous videos, I was actually explaining to you about most of the emotions which we go through, like fear, worries, jealousy, no gratitude. So, when these emotions are negatively expressed, we destroy the energy within us and we restrict ourselves and block ourselves from receiving the energy from outside. So, as we understand what is unclutching, so we have to very clearly understand the concept of unclutching. So, unclutching is a very beautiful technique which Paramahamsa Nityananda Swamiji has given us, and as years have passed by, this is the best technique ever which I can tell you, because it just simply gives you an immediate solution. So Swamiji says, our thoughts are like the bubbles in a fish tank. Water bubbles. So as we see the water bubbles in a fish tank, we try to connect all the water bubbles and think that everything is a single stream of water. But Swamiji actually says all our thoughts are separate and they are non-connected. They are not connected to each other. So, let us start with something very simple, something that we all take it for granted. Let us take the way how our mind really works. The 10-minute experiment which I want to tell you, which you can actually experiment. Take a sheet of paper and sit down with a pen and just sit alone. Don't sit with anybody. Write down whatever thought comes to your mind as if a transcribing software, which it has whatever that comes. If the software is connected to your mind, just transcribe whatever comes. Do not edit, do not suppress any thoughts. It's just an experiment only for you. To understand this technique of unclutching, you have to do this very simple experiment. So no one else is going to look what you have written, why you have written this, just like how a transcribing software will just transcribe whatever is going on, which is connected to a taped speech, just start transcribing everything. At the end of 10 minutes, after you finish, just read whatever you have written. Whatever you have written in the sheet of paper, just read. You will be amazed. You will be shocked. You will very clearly see that there is no logic in whatever you have written, in whatever thoughts you have written. For example, if you see a dog on the street, immediately you remember the dog you were afraid of when you were young. So just understand this concept. When you see a dog on the street, you immediately connect yourself to the dog which you saw when you were young, or the one which you used to play with, the pet dog. Then the next thought could be about your childhood. The third may be the teacher and the room which you used to sit at the school. The fourth may be the house where your teacher used to live. So when you see there is no logical connection between all these thoughts, but you're cherishing all those thoughts, and it is just coming up in your mind. So there is no logical connection between the dog that you recently saw on the street and the teacher who taught you maths class or whatever class in the school. In a few seconds, you just simply jumped from seeing the dog to your childhood teacher. So how is it possible? You can see that your thoughts are just moving. They are not connected, but you logically connect them. Just understand this small truth. One thing, we can't even call this as thinking. Whatever that is going on in your brain is not thinking, it is just an association. That's all. So you associate the dog with your childhood and your childhood with the teacher and so on. Actually, if you do this exercise just once, the very understanding it gives you that you will transform the way you think about yourself and how you treat yourself and others. Your whole life will be actually transformed. The technique which I am telling you is very simple. It's how does a mind work? How do we create thoughts and how do we experience life? So, the way how the mind works, how the mind actually works is what we have to understand. So, what we do is, we connect all the joyful moments of our life and just make a shaft. Like how you connect a chain of joyful incidents. It's a joy shaft. Then we connect all the painful moments and we connect a pain shaft. So the unfortunate thing which we do in our life is, we just keep connecting whatever we like as a joy shaft, whatever we like as a pain shaft, and just say that life is always joy when something joy happens, or life is always pain when something painful happens in your life. But just understand, all these thoughts are not connected and they are independent. We are the one illogically just associate and just connect each and every thought and we come to a conclusion. I can give you an example. For example, you are actually in your family. There is always a conflict and fight between the husband and the wife. The wife always thinks the husband is bad, he doesn't feel responsible, he doesn't do anything for her, and he always bullies her, he disrespects her, he doesn't care for her, doesn't trust her, doesn't love her. The same way the husband thinks, I do so much for her in her life, but she doesn't care a damn. She is so selfish and she is so distrustful and she is so non-caring. So when these thoughts are clubbed in the minds of these individuals, what the husband tells the wife and what the wife tells the husband doesn't matter. What they carry about each other in their mind, what they cognize, is what matters. So this kind of the nature of the mind, as how we think, it actually destroys our life, it spoils our life, and we are not able to actually move on, because when days pass by, if 10 years has passed, then we feel, oh, life with this person, with this life partner doesn't work out. So let me give her a divorce, or let me give him a divorce. So just understanding the nature of our mind, how it works, how it functions, how it is supposed to be working, and how we are supposed to be working with the mind and just unclutching from it is what we have to understand. So basically, how the mind works is what this video is about. So I have not actually finished about the nature of the mind and how it works into a detailed explanation. So I will actually explain this to you in my further videos. And what is unclutching? I want to explain about the story of unclutching and how Swamiji emphasizes on unclutching and just move on in your life, because without unclutching, life is a waste of time, because we just simply waste our lifetimes, not only the time, our lifetimes in just thinking about the mind and living with the mind. So let's go beyond the mind by understanding the nature of the mind. So these insights are actually given to you as an experience in the one-day program called Kalpataru Yoga in Bengaluru Adinam, Nityananda Peedam Adi Kailash. This program is a free spiritual retreat which gives the complete science of how to manifest your reality. His Holiness Avatar Paramahamsa Nityananda Swamiji actually initiates you into the third eye. He awakens the third eye and he gives you power of consciousness over the matter. So anybody who is interested in manifesting Sadashiva's powers, becoming Sadashiva, and experiencing the ultimate possibility, come and experience this Kalpataru Yoga program happening every weekend in Bengaluru Adinam, Nityananda Peetham. With this, let me meet you in my next video. Thank you, Nityananda.